everyone. Welcome to Janderra. I'm Carolyn, and welcome to our weekly catch-up and Shed Wars update for the week and chat. So yeah, so we'll just start off with having a quick run through of what I've been up to this week, just to give people a chance to pop in and find the live and join in. So yeah, that's what we'll do. Okay, so last week we had our Sunday night live prayer, and then we had our weekly catch up and all that sort of stuff. And then I released a video that some friends of mine actually made. It was at my son's awards night, where they actually performed it's an original piece that the young girl that's the main singer actually wrote herself. So she's only in grade 11. Hi, Tammy. Thanks for joining me. So I'd really love to share that with you guys. So if you haven't watched it, go over and have a watch of it. They had a few hiccups at the beginning, but it went really well. So let's have a quick listen to some of it.
The words I say, I can crush your heart, I can bring you down, down into the dust. But if I use them right, I can make you smile. I can tell you that you're alive for more than just a walk in the park, a trip, a game. You are called. You have a purpose, that's why you were made. A purpose that is God's. You are called, but will you answer?
So the song is actually written and composed by this lovely young lady, and that is Georgina. She's in grade 11. And this is Susie, her mum.
They can make you new. They can make you new. They can make you feel. They can make you feel better than you. Feel better than you. Never felt before. Never felt before.
It's a lovely song. I highly encourage you to go over and have a look at it. It was actually performed at our school, at Matthew's School's awards night. So it was just lovely. So yes, anyway. And then some challenges we had with the container house. I think we've overcome most of these problems at this point. I haven't done a full update video of what's happening with it at the moment. But we have made progress, although it's really smelly in there at the moment. I'm glad I've got my CPAP machine because it's got an air filter on it. So, then we had some new arrivals on the homestead. So our fish arrived. Unfortunately, they arrived quite late in the day. Like, I'd been waiting for them all morning. I had to go out to the physio and do a few hours, so I ended up having to go out for like 3 or 4 hours. And of course, they arrived just as I left, didn't they? So I didn't get a chance to video them as much as I did last time when I got the fish. So if you do want to see how the fish were released last time, where I actually showed the little fishies, because they're only like this big, they're so tiny. But yeah, I have got a link in this video taking you to the other one. So yeah, so really excited about that. And we had 2 chicks hatch, but then one of the chicks died. So we ended up only having 1 chick left. So this video, I show what we actually did to overcome that. We got some more little chicks. And Jonathan helped me with organising that. He was really helpful. He just loves the chicks.
YouTube.
So just one little lonely chick.
I'm off to find a solution.
So sad.
Okay, so I found some.
And this was our solution.
In with my little one that's hatched. So I paid for 10 and got 11. So I got 1 free one.
So I'm hoping that I find it very difficult to actually tell the gender of Rhode Island Reds.
Jonathan's helping me.
But
at the moment,
it's a breed of bird that I really like, and I was wanting to increase the genetic diversity in my flock anyway. So these new ones are a little bit older than our one that we started with, but they're doing really, really well. I actually had them out on grass yesterday for the first time, and they loved it. So I took them out during the day and then brought them back into the brooder at night. We're not needing to keep them under heat at all. I mean, at the moment, it's 27 degrees at nearly 10 o'clock at night.
Very
So
important
it
to give their
is
beaks
quite
some water.
warm here. We are getting down cool at night, so
Okay,
I am
good job.
still bringing them in the brooder at night and making sure they've got the cover on them, but they're quite warm inside, so they're not going to get cold.
Be very careful and gentle.
Hi, Neb from Apple Tree Urban Homestead. How's everything going in Perth? Hi, Mike the Caveman, or should I say Wild?
Hi.
These are my little
Good
new
job, buddy.
Jonathan just absolutely loves them. So Jonathan
Our little
was
chicks
trying
are
to
gonna
dip
be
their
learning
beaks
now.
in the water.
Of course, I'm not sure which one it
I'm
is
not
now.
quite sure how successful it was, but they're doing fine. They
I mean, it
found
is the
water. They know where
smallest
it
of
all is.
the lot, but there are
And
a couple
Jonathan
here
just
that are about
loves
the
them
same
to
size.
bits. He's wanting to hold them all the time.
I think our
And I really should let him
original
do
one
it
was that
more
one
often.
over there, but it doesn't really matter.
So yeah, so we've got 11 more chicks. So in total at the moment we've got 12 chicks.
Oh, they don't
So
like
I'm
going on their back,
hoping
buddy.
I haven't extended my capacity a little bit too much and gotten a little bit too excited. So yeah. And
Okay.
Gavin fixed the belt on my lawnmower today. It finally arrived. I ordered that back around early November,
Identify
and it's
the
just
original one.
taken
I've put
so
a
long
green
for it to
band
come
on its
in.
foot, although I don't know
So,
if that's going to
so
stay
this
on
little
there.
one, this is the original. It's pecking at the other.
Anyway, we've got a few more.
Quite
Couple more
insistent
chicks.
saying,
So
no, this, I'm the boss. What are you doing in my pet brooder?
these little chicks are about 3 to 5 days old,
They're very cute.
and they're all happily tucking into their
They were
dinner.
10 degrees Celsius, and I was going to take the silky chicks out, but
They've
it was
had a big
ice
drink.
and water, not good for them after being really warm.
Yeah,
No,
last
yeah, you
one.
don't want to have that dramatic change in temperature.
It's light.
So we got 11 little Rhode Island red chicks. Hopefully they survive Jonathan's gentle.
Yeah, I hope it's going to work well.
It's a grasp of doom. I suspect that one could be a rooster. Just watching its behaviour.
It's really, really funny watching them interact. I mean, this one is just so much younger than the others.
That's our little rooster. That
And
we
so
just
much
hatched. Well, it's not
smaller.
from here. It's from the
All
batch that
going
we
on
had.
and taking them on, hey.
But it's definitely trying to.
Are you
Say,
enjoying the
I'm
cool
boss.
days you're having at the moment?
And of course, the bigger
And
one's
you're
going.
now
No,
10
bigger
subs
than
off.
you.
That's awesome. Well done, Apple. You're enjoying our homegrown corn on the cob.
Happy
here.
little chicks.
Lovely. I
Happy
think
little
it's
chicks.
beautiful. I love chicks. I really do. I could sit and watch them all day.
So there's our
I've got to be careful
answer
not to
to
actually.
having only one chick left. Only one chick hatch. So hopefully these will all go well, and I will have to put these out on grass in the not too distant future because this brooder is quite small.
So yes, that's our chickie update. The challenges with the house. Oh my goodness. I'm actually considering changing my playlist to House Saga from Roost Saga because we now have water coming up from under the concrete. It is absorbing. We've got the damp rising, and it's the concrete in the entire house is wet. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm reasonably certain it means that the original damp spot that we had was not caused by a leak. But as to what it actually is, I'm not sure. Silkies are really hard to sex, but most of the time mine are trying to be ruse, fighting but not staring at each other. That's funny. Yeah, I'm just not sure what's happening with the house. It's not stressing me as much now that we have the container house because it means that we have got a place that we can set up and it can be home so that we've got that measure of stability happening, if that makes sense. Because being in the caravans were just impossible. I couldn't find anything. I mean, even now we're still trying to, we haven't got running water in the container house yet. there's still a lot of things that we need to sort out, but we're making progress. And it means that Gavin at least is able to get some better sleep. I don't have to worry about the boys keeping him awake. So it really is a big blessing. So yeah, so other than that, there has been some videos released in SHEDWARS22 this week, which is very exciting. Where is my SHEDWARS22 playlist? There it is. Now, if you're not in my SHEDWARS22 playlist, please let me know so that I can add you to it. If you've got a SHEDWARS, if you're part of SHEDWARS. Okay, so the first one we've got is, it's Bibby. Hello, Bibby. Welcome. We have missed you. I hope you're doing well and things are starting to settle down a bit for you. So yeah, Robert has put out a video saying that Northern Hemisphere volunteers for the Southern Hemisphere are required. So let's have a quick watch of Robert's video.
Hello, Shed Wars. Look at where I am. It's Christmas time. Christmas time all over the world. In the Northern Hemisphere, that means it's cold, it's dark. Unless you got something that makes some nice festive lights. That's what we got going on here. Little Christmas tree display here in my little town with a lot of traffic that I will have to try to talk over. Why am I out here tonight? Well, just to show you something pretty, wish you Merry Christmas, and to let you know we're looking for volunteers from the Northern Hemisphere. It's that time of the year. Shed War Season 21 has shut down, and that means that it's time for anyone that qualified for the prize on either Team Will It Grow or Team Aquarius to continue on gardening. If you would like to, you can join one of the groups of Southern Hemisphere and keep your season going. Tell me something. Is it just me, or does the blue lights just seem to be extra bright?
They
right
do seem very bright, don't they?
But
They gotta get this glow.
Yeah,
Neon
if you qualified for the prize on the Northern Hemisphere team, on Northern Hemisphere season, then you're qualified to become a volunteer in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, your volunteer season will last until you don't have anything else to grow and to teach or whatever, and a harvest, or our season starts in the Northern Hemisphere. Now, I've told you who qualified. What do you have to do? You need to make an entry video and let us know you'd like to volunteer. We'd like to see you make a video that's about 5 minutes long or less, telling who you are, what you're growing, and how you're going to help one of these teams down south. You know, it's funny, in Australia right now, Christmas time for them means a hot time of the year. Here it means cold, so it's kind of neat seeing the folks down there in their shorts and cold drinks and sweating to grow a garden, and they need your help. I swear, the county I live in has the largest amount of loud mufflers of any state and county in the world. They give you extra points. Yeah. But got more people here wanting to walk and talk and everything, so I'm going to make this quick. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a long video. 5 minutes or less. And they got that tree wrapped up. Can't breathe. That's kind of pretty.
They have the
weird,
tree wrapped
it's kind of pretty. Yeah. Well, that's what tonight is. It's just the official calling out for all of your volunteer videos. So get them in and your season doesn't have to end when everybody else's does. That's a little extra bonus for some of the diehards that really love to garden and want to keep doing it all year long. So let's see your volunteer videos, and you can keep going in Shed Wars. People would love to see it. Thank you very much for watching.
They
And
are
thank
pretty,
you very
aren't
much
they?
for joining us in Shed Wars 21. I'd like to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas.
Okay, now the new video for the week. This one is from Gardening Perth, Western Australia. It's from Garden to Table, chicken curry. So make sure you go over and actually have a watch of these videos. Yes. Sorry to hear the challenges are still happening, Bibby. So John's lady only has live Christmas trees and plants them in the garden after. I've actually tried that a couple of times, and the tree always dies on me. I don't know what I do wrong to it, but yeah. But check out Gardening Perth, Western Australia. Ooh, free onion seeds. Radish, okay. No Christmas tree. I haven't got one up yet. Enjoy your lunch, Ashley. Thanks for popping in. You grew them in your yard? That will make them into a lot bushier, harvesting it like that, yeah. Some chilies. Chilies, garlic, onion, ginger, tomatoes, and lemongrass, all going to food processor. I use the food processor too. Whole pepper, cardamom, cloves, cumin, coriander roots, and stems. Thanks, Biddy. But I'm not sure. Have you checked figures? Do figures have them? I just love having the Northern Hemisphere volunteers. This is lovely. Add some tomato paste. I'm not sure why I'm reading this. I'll show you guys some. No measurement. I measure tomato sauce. And the onion and the tomato. Yeah, Tammy, I don't think they'd make it through our customs. That's a lovely thought. Potentially, if they were in a vacuum sealed bag, that might work. Ah, you're awesome, Diddy. Yeah, shipping to Western Australia can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. Cut the onion in a weird way. I didn't notice that. Chop the leaves finely. Didn't chop the coriander leaves as they will be used for a garnish. There you go. Then, what's going to add the olive oil? And he remove the chicken, which will make the curry vegetarian friendly. And they can brown them as it adds more flavour. Just don't burn them. Good advice. They do, don't they, Wyatt? Possibly shouldn't own up to that, Biddy. Didn't call it fried chicken curry. Very, Biddy. Add potatoes, carrots, radish, and whatever veggies you like. Add some water. Gardening Western Australia Perth has or the Gardening Perth Western Australia, how bad am I? Gardening Perth Western Australia has some great videos. You really have to check them out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Oh, add the mushrooms and other veggies when it's nearly cooked. Look at that, doesn't it look yummy? It does, it looks yummy. It looks really yummy. Yeah, that's the veggie. You beat Nightbot, didn't you, Biddy? Yeah, it's a really good video. Oh, my cat tried to jump on my leg. It's more incredible. The finished product. I feel like I've been a bit slack with the Shed Wars videos lately, actually. Now for the mint and the curry. So simply put the mint coriander in the jar. And the onion in a pot with wet soil. Look at that. 2 weeks later we have it. Coriander won't do that, will it? I know that's mint. Mint will definitely do it. I thought you said put coriander in there too. Because those are curry leaves. We put the curry leaves in there. Be careful with curry leaf trees. They will take over your yard. That onion didn't quite make it. So there you go. So the 12th of October, he did the same thing with that onion top. I do that with leek all the time, but the leek's regrown. That's forming a bulb at the bottom. Well, there you go. Wouldn't expect that. Yay! And he's getting the bulb. You gotta keep soil moist, but not too moist. I drowned most of my mint in the last couple of weeks with all the rain we've been getting. There you go. So make sure you check out Gardening Perth, Western Australia. See if I can get the link. So there you go.
Hello, Shed Wars.
So that's basically it for the week. That's what's been going on in my neck of the woods and what's been happening around with Shed Wars 22 for this week. That is Gardening Perth, Western Australia's link for that video. So if you can go over and watch the video and like the video, that would be fantastic. Show support for the community. And I really appreciate everybody coming in and joining me tonight. It is coming up to 10:30 and I've had a very big day. So unless somebody wants to come up and join me on the panel, I might call it an evening. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. I haven't seen any volunteers so far yet, Wild. I don't know. I did do a check on Shed Wars 22 before I started this live, and didn't. Oh, what am I doing? I need to put the SH in there, don't I? So I haven't seen any volunteers yet. Hello, Tammy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm just coming up for just a quick minute. I want to show you my green onions from last week.
Oh, cool.
I cut them off a week ago and put them back in water. They're bigger than my hand. They've been growing. They've been growing 2 inches. Oops, put it this way. They've been growing like 2 inches a day, and it's just in a little baby food can with water. That's it.
Nice.
I cut them right off to the top of the white. So
Very nice.
That will work.
Good job. So are they shallots or garlic chives?
No, they're what we call green onions.
Oh, okay.
So you just eat the tops, chop them up like chives and eat the tops, or yeah.
Aha.
But they're not what we call chives, so I don't know what you call them, but they're green onions.
Okay.
They have an onion tip on the bottom.
Nice. Very, very nice.
So you can see. Yeah.
Now, Wild is telling me that Cosmic Cultivators has volunteered for Shed Wars Southern Hemisphere, but I can't find their video.
Oh.
That makes it difficult. That's very exciting about your onions.
I couldn't believe how much they grew. I've seen other people do it. My best friend always had onions sitting in water on her kitchen window, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it and do a video, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And then I'll, eat them, and it'll be gone. Those things, I don't know if I can eat them fast as they're growing. I don't like that much onion and stuff.
Leeks will do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I think they're in the leek family, but they're not as potent.
Mm-hmm.
When you say leeks, I think it's about the things that get this big around.
Yeah, they've got the big bulb, and they've got the flat leaves.
Yeah.
So the leaves are flat, not round.
They're like 2 foot tall and very good in soup. We have a lot of wild ones that grow here where I live that we forage, and they are really like, you eat them and 2 weeks later you still have onion breath. People are walking around you going, put on some deodorant.
Wow.
Potent, but they're really good in soup.
That is intense.
Yeah.
So how has your week been other than having fun with your onions?
It has been a little crazy.
Oh, okay.
Lots of kids. I'm babysitting for my cousin's kids. So I dropped one off at school at 8 o'clock because my son is suspended from school for behavior problems. So I got one off at 8 o'clock, pick one up at 11:30 that's not mine, but is only going half days because of behavior problems. And then go back and pick the rest up at 3 o'clock. And I wind up with 5 or 6, give or take, all day long.
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of running right now, so I can't get a lot of things done. I'm trying to vlogmas, so I'm only getting out a video like every other day.
Now, what is the Vlogmas thing?
Where you put out a video every day in December.
Oh. Settle.
So I'm half vlogmasing. I don't know.
I do that most of the time anyway.
I'm just
not all the time.
I'm just trying to get my hours, and it seems like for every hour I make or earn, I get 2 hours taken away from me on my totals. So I'm just like pushing the videos right now to see if I can get my hours in. I have been at the same point of hours or a little bit less, because it seems like it was going backwards there for a while, since August.
Okay.
My hours have not moved. And I mean,
is it the hours in the last 28 days or the hours in the last 12 months?
the hours in the last 12 months.
Okay.
So So I did a lot of videos last year in November. So this year I'm trying to do a lot in December. Like, so they don't. And the ones that are doing the best are like my shorts with the cat that never moved.
Yeah, and the shorts don't count.
No.
The time on the shorts don't count at all.
But it's got like, last time I looked, it's got like 1,600 views.
It can be useful. Like, what I try and do with shorts is I'll make it so that I link to a longer video to encourage people to go watch another video, so that I use it a bit like an ad, if that makes sense.
Yes. See, my
but
shorts,
other than that,
yeah. My
like a
shorts
commercial.
have nothing to do with my channel. I just found that if I threw a short in there every once in a while, it messed up their minusing hours from me algorithm. So
I think it's a matter of how many hours, because it goes over the entire 12-month period. So if you had 1,000 views 12 months ago.
But I haven't. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I go and look and try not to post on the same day I had, because I'm watching that, and it's still not making a difference. Whatever I make, like if a video shows me that I made 2.5 hours, my total gets subtracted by 5 hours, even if I didn't make a video a year ago on that day. It's not adding. It's weird. It's not adding up. I don't know. I can show you my stats. I wish there was an appeal process, because I'm pretty good at basic math, and their math isn't adding up anywhere.
But it's not necessarily, it may not necessarily be on that video, because it goes by all your videos. Like the majority of like a lot of my watch hours comes from a video I made 4 years ago.
And I have one of those that has a lot of views, and it's every month it is my highest performing video, even though it was made a year ago. So I get it. I wish they could like show me that. You know?
I think it'd make it a little bit hard.
Well, it's just hard when you're putting all this work into it, and I got 2.5 hours, and you go to your total and it's negative.
Oh, that is frustrating.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
I think I looked at it, and you've got to get about 300 hours every 28 days to make sure that you're getting the 4,000 hours over a month.
All right, there's a goal I can get with.
Yeah, and I know on the mobile app, it tells you how many hours you've had in the last 28 days. So you need to try and keep that up over 300 for 12 months. If you keep it up over 300 for 12 months, you've hit your 4,000 watch hours, and you're maintaining it. Because I know a lot of people seem to do this big push to get to 4,000 watch hours.
But you got to maintain it.
But you've got to maintain it. So you've got to make sure that whatever you're doing is going to be sustainable. So, and make sure that you're enjoying it.
Yes. And
don't lose your joy.
Yeah. I actually enjoy other people's channels more than mine. I've only created this because my Facebook group, I get asked the same questions over and over again, like the kids tugging on your apron while you're trying to cook. Mom, 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 mom. And so I really just created this YouTube channel. So when people ask the same question, I can just plug my video into the comment section. Here's your answer. Go watch it. Don't make me say it.
And that's the easy way.
Yeah. So that's really where these are coming from. A lot of them are answers to, why is my jelly runny? Well, here's a video. Go, there's all the answers.
And I'm assuming you've got all the tags in that and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's really hard because I have used my phone majority to get the I cards and the N cards. So those sometimes hit late because I have to get to a computer and do it.
You can do it on a mobile. I do most of mine on a mobile, but it's really hard. You've got to view it in a you've got to go to YouTube in a browser. Yeah. And it always tries to open you up in YouTube Studio. It's like, no, open it in the browser. Yeah,
it's not easy. And so I just, and to get online, I have to go into town because, like, my place right now, I have no electricity. I'm living off grid, and
Yeah.
I just happen to be staying right now, and that's why I'm like hitting all the lives and stuff and getting out there. Is I just happen to be staying in town where I have electricity, but that's not always going to be the case.
No.
So, when my wood stove gets installed, it is sitting in place with no legs.
Ah,
But today we're going out there and we are going to put the legs on it and get it
yay!
hooked to the chimney that's sticking out of the wall. Because I took a very inefficient stove out that would not keep the place warm. It was just for decoration. And so this one I put into place now finally, but I have to get it hooked up. Then I can live there because it'll be warm.
Now, while saying something about she doesn't get shorts in her inbox. And they count the actual minutes and watch hours, but not watch hours.
Yeah, they only count for watch hours if you click on them from the channel. If
You got to click on them
save-
from the channel, not the short shelf.
Right. I have a shorts playlist for that reason, just so if somebody wants to see the train that almost ran me over or the cat that isn't mine that loves me, they're all in there.
The train that tried to run you over.
You know, you go past the same train tracks all the time, and you kind of forget that trains come through there when you're going at different hours. And the other day I heard the train whistle and I stopped way back from the tracks and quick got my phone. And my son was like, don't pull any closer. Don't get any closer. We were really far away, but he was like, don't pull any closer. Don't pull any closer. I'm like, I can go up to that white line on the road, honey. But I want to stop and get my thing out because I could hear him coming and it was close. And I'm like, good thing, you know, I noticed there was a whistle because it's just a stop sign. I would have stopped, but, you know, it was.
Oh, that's a bit scary.
We were going to get run over.
Now, I've got another question for Wild too. Wild, so Cosmic Cultivators are wanting to volunteer, but they haven't volunteered yet. Are you saying Big Blue Homestead is also wanting to volunteer for the Southern Hemisphere as well? Got to try and keep up with everything.
Well, they just have to do a video, don't they? And let the two, you know, Will It Grow or Homestead Aquarius know that they want to do it, right? You're a secretary.
Mm-hmm. Other way.
Yeah.
Hey, you can let me know, then I'll let them know. So I thought I'd do it as part of this video in the weekend. So while I'm saying that if people don't watch the whole video, they subtract that next month. I'm not sure that would work because a lot of people don't watch the whole video.
Yeah, I've never heard that, but I don't know.
No, neither have I.
That could have, if I explain it, because.
Well, it's got to have runny jelly that Tom wants.
Runny jelly makes really good pancake syrup, by the way. But I do have a video.
It would.
I do have a video on how to fix it, and it's my #2 most popular video. So if you want to redo it and make it not runny. But it's also really good on ice cream as an ice cream topping.
Oh, it would.
Oh, yes.
You could probably even add it to milkshakes as well.
Smoothies. Really good in smoothies. You don't add any sugar and use it as your fruit.
I was going to say, Bibby, you've only done your entry video, haven't you? Actually, I think I'm a bit behind with my videos too, actually. I don't think I've actually done one of the official gardening videos yet. I'm not sure.
Uh-oh.
I've got too much happening. Too much going on.
Oh, did you ever find out if is that mold in your
Yeah, it looks like it is a mold.
Oh.
But we've gotten some linseed oil, and the linseed oil is naturally antifungal. So we've put that over the entire floor. It smells terrible. Terrible.
Just be
but
careful.
At least I know.
Just be careful because it's really flammable. And your rags, whatever you use to put it down with, can spontaneously combust.
Yeah, it said that on the bottle.
I have seen that happen in the heat.
Wow. We got they were selling a special mop to apply it with. So so we put it on with that.
Yeah, make sure you put that somewhere to dry. Don't leave it where it could catch something else on fire if it.
Yes, that would be very bad. I do need to clean that out. It's sitting just outside the container at the moment, so hopefully.
That stuff is really good for anything edible, like redoing your cutting boards.
Yeah, cutting off board. Okay.
Put it on your cutting boards to treat it. Your wooden spoons to treat it. If you have leftover linseed oil, and your shovel handles, your wooden shovel handles. Yes, it will treat that, and so that they're not rough on your when you're like how they get all dried out and rough on your skin.
Yeah.
You oil their shovel handles, your wooden ones, with the boiled linseed oil too.
That's really interesting. I might try. I actually need to re-oil my boards. I've just been using a coconut oil, but it's probably much better to use the linseed oil.
I use, for my cutting boards, I use a combination of put the linseed oil and then melt some beeswax with it.
Okay.
Yeah. And
cool.
Then, yeah.
I was actually wondering what I was going to do with the rest of the bottle. Because I got like a 4-litre bottle and I really only used it. We originally got a 4-litre bottle.
Oh.
But then I needed a little bit more, and I really should have just bought a litre bottle, but I got another 4-litre bottle. So,
that stuff is wonderful. My dad always kept it in the garage for his tools.
It's a very good idea.
You have to understand, like, my dad would be like 105 if he were still alive. So he's like, it's a whole nother generation from like the grandfather, and so he taught me a lot of those old timey skills.
Oh wow, that'd have been so cool. My mum doesn't have any of those old skills.
Well,
my grandma did.
Yeah. Well, he'd be your grandma's generation. He lived through.
Yeah, he would be.
You know.
Yeah, my grandma would be. She'd probably be 100 now, actually. No, she'd be just over that because I think she was born in 1918. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she used to make sourdough and had her own veggie garden and all that sort of stuff. I wish I had been more interested in that stuff when she was around, because now I'm trying to learn all that stuff and I've got to do it all by myself. So,
and see, I knew my grandparents and we took care of them when they were passing away and stuff, but I never got to spend time with them when I was little because they were just tired. And I get that now, having kids, because my parents had me in their 40s, which was unheard of back then. And so by the time I came along, they'd raised all their grandchildren except one other, and they were done. I didn't get sleepovers at my grandparents or anything like that.
It's hard, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm 46 now, and I'm tired. And having the 2 boys, just trying to keep up with Jonathan is just impossible.
Well, my mom had me at 42. She turned 43 right after she had me. And then I adopted my youngest son at 42. And let me tell you, now I understand why my parents were the kind that sat on the park bench and not running around playing on the playground with me, because they were tired.
It's not easy.
I didn't even have to give birth, and I was exhausted having a newborn.
It's a challenge. It really is.
Yes.
Although that being said, because I've got a 25-year-old as well, so I've got a 25-year-old and a nearly 5-year-old.
I have a 34-year-old and a 14-year-old for the oldest of my birth children and my youngest adopted.
Mm-hmm. I actually think I'm doing better now than I was when I had Crystal.
Mm-hmm.
So I really struggled when she was a baby. Really struggled. While saying one of my grandmas did and not the other. She knew the wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bibi's parents were in their 40s. My mum was 37 when she had me, I think.
Yeah. See, I was 21 when I had my oldest, and so.
Yeah, I was 21 when I had Crystal. And then I was 42 when I had Jonathan. So Wilds, one grandpa was old, but I still remember him teaching me a few things, like drawing a star. That's sweet. It's interesting, the memories that we have.
Yes.
The things that you just think back on and go, that was so cool.
Yeah. And we really need to pass things on to the next generation. Like the little guy I'm babysitting, my grandma taught me to go out and make sure the flags for our soldiers were all put on the cemetery. And she made me promise that after she left, I would do that. And so I have, but I'm like, who am I going to pass that on to? So I've passed it on to the little guy I'm babysitting, you know, that he's 9, and I'm teaching him where all the gravestones are that have to have the flags. Make sure that he goes out and does that because he lives closest. So
it's a challenge, isn't it? But there's so much knowledge and wisdom that's been lost.
Yes.
And it's good that a lot of it is being preserved with people making videos and writing books and
showing us how to do it. I think Wild and I would probably be very interested to be together because my oldest grandson, I take him on walks and we just walk the rail trail, which is an old railroad that's been converted into a paved trail through our little small town. And I would take him and I'd show him all the wild edibles. Well, at 3, he went with his preschool, 3.5, almost 4. He went with his preschool to a family there had a Christmas tree farm. And they had the woods. So they were going on a field trip in the early part of the year, and they do child-led learning. It's a Montessori preschool. So he's out there and he's picking up the wolf spider and showing it to the other kids. And then he's pointing out the raspberries. You can eat the raspberries and you can eat the leaves. And he's pointing out this. And the teacher was just amazed. She's like, where did he learn all that? But every time I take him on a walk, I'd show him the plants, which ones were safe and which ones were harmful, and all the little wildlife. And so he wasn't afraid to pick up the wolf spider and show his friends on their walk, because that's what Nana did with him on her walks.
There you go, Wild's going, yeah, we'd have fun. She loves canning, but missed that time with Grandma. She never knew I got it into it until she gave all the jars away. Oh, no. And Bibi was saying her father's 42 when she was born and Mum was 39. She was 21 years of praying, wishing and hoping.
Yeah. Yep.
Jonathan was too, actually, for that matter. Matthew was literally praying for him every night for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure. No pressure. Because I was told as a teenager that if I didn't have kids when I was young, I wouldn't have them.
My brother and his wife were married for 27 years. They adopted 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, they got pregnant with their one and only child, birth child.
Wild told her grandma it was okay that she gave the jars away because she got some really old ones from somebody else's grandma.
That's right. That's right.
That's sweet.
I love those old blue jars. Oh, I love those old blue jars.
They've got character.
They do. They do.
They've got character.
They got stories.
They do. They do. So much food has gone into them. I think I'm going to have to go for the night.
All right.
It's been a very long day. It has been lovely to catch up with you. It's so good to see that you're feeling better. I noticed you still got a little bit of a cough.
I have asthma, so I have a cough all winter every year. So this
Oh,
is
okay.
this is not anything, I don't think, left over from anything else.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to see you doing well. And I'm really glad to hear you doing well, even with having asthma.
Yeah. Well, that's why I had to get the IV treatment that I got because of that. So, and I think that really helped. So.
No, it's very good to see that you're doing well, and hopefully you've got stories to tell us next week that your wood stove's pumping away and producing lots of warmth.
If it were a little bit bigger, I'd take pictures, but I don't think I'll be able to take pictures in there. But I sure would like to get her fired up today.
It'd be good. I hope so. Good luck with that. I hope it goes really well. Try not to get too cold whilst you're sorting it all out.
I have a propane heater, but the problem is you can't. It's not the kind you can sleep and be safe with. So we can be warm while we do it. I just wouldn't want to. Even with all the drafts through that, I wouldn't be worried about carbon monoxide. So
yeah, you want to make sure you keep it safe. You don't want to risk burning down in the middle of the night. That would be very bad.
Well, speaking of the middle of the night, it's almost the middle of the night for you.
Well, it's getting 10 to 11. It's getting late. I've got 2 boys to keep an eye on in the morning. So, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And you have a wonderful week. And I look forward to hearing how your wood stove goes next week.
We'll see. I'll try to get some pictures.
That'd be great. Excellent. Thanks, Tammy. And thank you, everybody else, for joining me. You have a great week, and we'll catch you in the comments. Bless you.